Hello everyone and welcome back. We're back inside the indoor golf studio here at Twin Lakes. Today's video is all about short game. The little chip shot in golf is really the essence of everything that we're trying to do here as instructors. As you know by now, what we teach is not necessarily a golf swing, but it's impact, an efficient, functional impact, what needs to happen, and what needs to occur. So when you look at the great players, even the Hall of Famers, there are a lot of bad golf swings in that World Golf Hall of Fame, right? They all look different. But when we start to look at commonalities, what are the great ball strikers? The ones that are here at Twin Lakes and the ones that are on our television every weekend, what do they do? And that's what we're trying to teach. And this basic chip shot, if we can perfect that motion, we can take that right into our driver, into our hybrids, into our long irons, and certainly into our shorter irons. So what do we see on a daily basis? What do the average amateurs do wrong when they hit these greenside chip shots? Okay. Number one, constantly we notice that when people chip, they do two things from the setup that's flawed. We see right away that when someone's hitting a chip shot, their feet are too wide. Okay? Watch them on the tour. Turn on your TV this weekend and watch the guys chip. Their feet are about a fist width apart or a club width apart. You can take your wedge and just put your feet about that wide. Okay? Don't go from shoulder width or even wider than shoulder width. Really get yourself narrow. Why do we need to do that? When we're wider, that gives us the ability to transfer our weight, right? We want that. It's a power shot. This chip shot is very much a finesse shot. Okay? We don't need speed. We don't need power. We certainly don't need any shifting of our weight. So let's get ourselves a little bit more narrow. Okay? So first thing, don't be wide, let's be narrow. Number two, our second point would be people are too far away from the ball. So when they're too wide, they really feel like they're setting up almost like they're hitting their normal shot, say their 8-iron. Okay? Watch the guys on TV this weekend. What are they doing? They're narrow and they're much closer to the ball. Okay? When you get closer to the ball, your shaft will be much more upright, okay? So just think about having the shaft being a little bit taller. So, don't be wide, be narrow, and get yourself closer to the ball. This is what we see all the great players do. Now, the technique of actually moving the club away. You know by now, we really harp about this idea of low point. Okay, the functionality of sound. How do we impact the ground, not the ball? And how do we match up that with our low point? Okay, very important. We really have to have this perfect low point. As we do this, one of the other commonalities that we see the higher handicappers do is that they don't have enough distance away from the ball and too much distance on this side of the ball. So they're short to long, okay? So they haven't created enough of momentum, and then they try to trigger their hands and help that ball up. If you can remember one thing from this video, take away the hit. There is no hit in golf. We're not hitting a golf ball, okay? We're trying to develop this rhythmic move from back to front, matching up sound with your low point, and the golf ball just gets collected. Think about that. Say it to yourself. The golf ball just gets collected by the golf head. It just kind of gets in the way. Okay? So I want you to think about feet closer together, body or feet closer to the ball, and then I want to see the same distance on this side as we see on this side. I don't want the club to become vertical. Okay? So, take a couple practice swings. Narrow, closer, same side, same side. Notice the sound. Okay? And then just take that in. The golf ball just gets collected. My club has not become vertical. It's right here. Boom, boom. No different. If I were to ask you to hit a full 7-iron, all we would do would be get a little bit wider, get a little bit further away, and we think about that same condition of low point, sound, functionality, just letting the golf ball get collected, okay? And we transfer that motion all the way through the bag, all the way up to the driver, okay? So if you want to become a better golfer tomorrow, okay, become a great chipper. We know that most of our strokes are made from 100 yards and in, and more importantly, probably 20 yards and in, okay? So let's recap real quickly. Feet closer together, closer to the ball. Same distance on this side as this. Let the ball get gathered or collected by this motion. It's that simple. Give it a try. If it makes sense, go practice it. You can do it inside in your carpet. Get better as the cold weather is here, okay? If it doesn't make sense to you, you need a little bit more help, you know where to find us.